Already know this is an awesome clip. There's a lot we can take away from this one, so let's take a look. So in terms of, I love these little notes, by the way, this is great. So I love this trap line you set up. Keep in mind that when we set up a trap line, we ideally want to be playing the fight on the trap line. Unfortunately, this fight kind of happens over here. So in hindsight, it would have been nicer if the trap line was kind of where the Volbear and the Leona were now. But I understand where you put it there in the first place. Maybe just like in the future, think about where you think the fight will break out and place the trap line where it will break out. Small thing there. Now, I think the main thing that is missing from this team fight is that you want to always front to back. And what you kind of try and do is what I call flipping the switch, right? Where you change from a front to back to hitting more priority targets. And it's a good try, but unfortunately, it's just not a moment where we can do that. And we'll get into why that is the case. So the first part of the fight was fantastic. We're hitting the front line. We're clicking backwards. This is great. We're kiting Nasus. Awesome. We try and place traps mid-fight. That's great. And now here we notice where the fight kind of goes a bit awry, right? Let me just open up my little pen for a second, because as Caitlyn, part of Caitlyn's identity is what we call front to back team fights. Front to back, right? That means we kill the front line. So in this case, the front line is Nasus, Volley, Leona. We deal with these people before we think about the other threats. The reason we do this is because Caitlyn, she just thrived in front to back fights because she doesn't really have like the forward mobility that other champions have. All her kit is built around kiting backwards, not going forwards. So we're hitting the front line here, and then our decision here should be, if we're following the identity of front to backs, keep hitting these two targets and kite down, kite away from the threats and front to back. But instead, you what we call break battle lines, where you run forward here. And even here, getting hit by this Leona E, you're a little bit too far up because the Syndra can hit you. But the real problem comes later because you actually do re-establish battle lines now. If we take stock of the fight again, Leona's in front of us, Nasus is up here. All we need to do is kill the Leona, and then we wait until the Mundo and the Echo can run in front of us again, and then we have another front to back fight over here. But what you do is you break the battle lines, you run up, and you try and hit the carries, and you get hit by the Syndra stun. So it all happens very quickly. But I would say that this is the first mistake. You walk too far forward here. You're too far up right now. You should be behind the Skarner, just hitting Nasus max range. And this is hard because like Caitlyn doesn't like fighting when there's multiple chokes. Like there's 3 little angles here to manage, right? You ideally want to simplify the fight into like a square where you're at the back and everything's happening like in front of you in this big pocket. So what you would try and transpose a square onto this fight. It's like this. So in an ideal world, you're like down here, right? Just shooting these two. We get hit by Leona E, and then this is the real problem here, where you kind of, instead of, it seems really like low impact and boring to literally just stand in this spot here in safety and auto attack the Leona. But once Leona's dead, think about it, your whole team will go up together, and then you have much higher chance because you can stand behind them. But as we see where you are now, it's a really good play by the Varus, but we're kind of in like a Pokemon battle with the Syndra and the Varus in the team fight. And there's like people all the way down here behind us where we want to stand behind them. So I just wanted to go into a bit of detail because I think you'll benefit from understanding exactly what's going on here, Noah. But that's for specifics. And the fundamental we're following is front to back, kill the boring targets first, and then only move up when your team moves up. We're not really a champion that wants to go on like a little solo adventure in the team fight, right? Let me know if this makes any sense and if you have any questions about it.